Hi guys, I'm John Garage, and today I have a cool little Kickstarter multi-tool thing to share with you guys. It's kind of funny because I'd seen a review on this thing like a few weeks ago or something, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and then I totally forgot about it, and then behold and lo, the creators of it actually reached out to me and were like, hey, we'll send you one if you want to do a review on it. So of course, I obliged, and here we are at this very moment now, taking a look at it. So, if that wasn't clear, full disclosure, I was given this for free to review. So, with that in mind, let's just go ahead and dive right in. So, this is the Tacray MT1 multi-tool, and I think the main cool thing about it is that it has an integrated flashlight. So, this goes between 3 different levels, with the highest one being at, oh, I wrote it down, 260 lumens, which is pretty dang good for like a little flashlight like this that, you know, is kind of a Frankenstein of 10 different things. But yeah, so it has a 250 milliamp hour battery, which will last you 30 minutes on high. So that's pretty good for just having like this all in one thing attached to your hip or in your pocket or whatever. So first we got a nice little flippy dippy blade. It's kind of a weird one. I don't actually own a knife like this, but you know, one side looks like a normal knife. They call that the Tanto kind, but then the other side, it's completely flat. Yeah, it has a very slight sharpened part there. It looks focus. Very slight sharpened part there. But the other side is like super beveled and everything. So I haven't sharpened this yet, but hopefully it isn't a big pain in my rear end. So that's that. It has these little liner locks and they close. And the cool thing about this is that it actually has like a little magnet right there that pulls it in. So I'll try and get close and then it'll do the rest of the work for me. Pretty neat. The other side here, well, let me show you it in the cool way. You can just take your finger, go flips out. So this is several tools in one. Bottle opener. This they call a seatbelt cutter, but let's hope I never have to test that one out. In the meantime, I've been using it as like, it's a good tape cutter or box opener type thing. And then at the end we have a nice little can opener. And I actually haven't tested this one yet, but I think the end you could kind of use like to open things. Here's just like a little Phillips thing on one of my utility blades, but yeah, that'll do the trick. I certainly wouldn't try and do anything like heavy duty with this. I don't know if I would. I mean, it has kind of a little bevel there, so you might be able to use it to pry a little bit, but again, I wouldn't just try and really bend this thing. Speaking of, it stays in place very well. No real flex to it or anything like that. That's hard to show off because it's just the tool itself moving, but oh man. Same with this, is once it's out, there's just no play at all in it, which is very nice. Let's put that away. So flashlight, which is you hold down the button to turn it on, and then when you click, it goes through the 3 different levels of brightness, and then you hold it to turn it off. And I like that because then it won't just accidentally turn on in my pocket. It is USB-C rechargeable, so handy little thing with a gasket over it so you don't get dust or debris or grime or dirt or you know, little particulates going down in there and destroying it. Have again, something I hope I don't have to use is a glass breaker on this end, and then if you unscrew that, it has a nice little belt clip that you can pick up and flip around to the other side, which I did because how I carry this is in my waistband of my sweatpants, because we've moved from basketball shorts season to sweatpants season with the weather changing. So but yeah, this goes in there, and I wanted it like this so if the blade ever accidentally like opened up, it wouldn't be opening up towards my sensitive areas. So yeah, this thing, I quite like it. It feels well made, well manufactured, and yeah, it gets several of my little things off my list for what I like to carry, but I guess the issue with it is that it doesn't have like a ton of tools. Like compared to something like the KS2 Elite, which just has all of this and more, basically everything aside from a flashlight, which is really what keeps me going back to this thing, because I definitely around the house, like I like to carry, well, before this I would carry a pretty bulky Swiss Army knife, because I mean, one, I like them, and two, this one has pliers on it, so that's just good to have on me. And then I'd also carry like a flippy dippy folder knife. So this would go in my pocket, this would go clipped to my waistband. And, you know, I always thought, well, it'd be nice to have a flashlight too. I might be going out taking the trash outside and it's dark out. I just want to not trip over any branches or anything like that, because we get so much wind here. But I don't want to have like 3 different things clipped onto me, you know, and I don't really around the house want to carry like a little pouch thing like that or whatever, because like I like having my pockets free. I know this is in it, but it's kind of suspended up against like the outside of my pocket. So this actually feels like a really unique need that I have, and I've looked around for kind of like, oh, knife, flashlight, multi-tools, and you get these kind of, oh, they're like these $10 just AliExpress type things that I wouldn't put a lot of faith in. So like, to me, it's kind of cool that someone came along and was like, hey, you know, we'll give you, you know, a knife that flips out quick, one-handed. We'll give you a flashlight that, you know, is a pretty good one, and we'll, whoa, yeah, that is pretty nice and bright. And on top of that, we'll give you some extra tools, and then things in case you like flip your car a dozen times and need to like bash out the window or cut your seatbelt open or whatever it might be. So kind of on their Kickstarter page, they show off how, oh, it's the perfect tool to use in your car, and I've always been kind of iffy about that, because like, you know, if your car does roll a dozen times, how are you're going to be so disoriented. And hopefully you put it in a place like not just, you know, hopefully it's somewhere you can access and it didn't go flying into the back seat as you tumbled through the air and down a mountain. But having it in my pocket would definitely make it like, okay, I can access that unless my pocket flies off somehow. But yeah, so to me, yeah, I think it would work pretty well for that, especially because, you know, it's a good thing to have in your pocket. But so the other issue is, well, like I said, this only has like, 7 or 8 functions on it, and I don't want to be carrying all these different things. So okay, the knife flips open, great. We can set this aside. But now what's going to replace this? This big old, this is a Swiss Army Handyman, which has just all kinds of stuff, but it's like, well, I don't really need the can opener or bottle opener thing anymore because of this, and it has a knife, doesn't have scissors, this doesn't have a saw or a file, definitely doesn't have like corkscrews and hooks and stuff like that you'd find on this. But I was like, I don't want to like keep carrying this too. So I decided, hey, I'm going to carry the Next Tool S11 Pro Mini Sailor, which is really cool because now I got pliers. Now I got, where'd they go? Scissors. I got a file. Great diamond file there. I have an extra knife. And then I kind of talked about like you could use this to screw things, but now I have a couple different implements for, you know, this one's a little 2D Phillips type thing. That one's just a flathead one that actually goes out straight, so you can, you know, get a little more torque compared to this thing. So it's like, okay, that covers most of my bases. And oh no, I don't have the tweezers and the toothpick from this. Well, I always carry a little Swiss Army Rambler which has those things on it. And you know, at the end of the day too, I have in my pop wallet thing on my phone a Swiss card Lite, which basically, you know, a lot of this stuff is kind of redundant, but I like having options, and it's just cool to me to carry little gadgets and stuff. So actually, to me, this is a really nice pairing, and it's kind of, oh, I don't know, it's going to be hard to try and switch this one out just because having the flashlight and having all this utility within two tools that are really lightweight. I mean, these two together probably weigh as much as that on its own. So it's really finding a place in my everyday carry, which is quite cool. Let's just run over some quick little things about this. They sent me this is the aluminum one. They also have a titanium pro and a titanium elite, which has a better knife than this, which is a 10C blade. This whole thing weighs 2.89 ounces, and it has a 2-year warranty. So about the Kickstarter, it's already fully funded and everything, so you don't have to worry that like you aren't going to be able to get it or anything, but like the pricing's kind of weird. So this one is $49 right now, but they advertise it as that's the super early bird special, and the MSRP is going to be like $80 or something like that. Whether that will be the case remains to be seen. You know, it might, I don't know if they're trying to build up some FOMO or something like that, but yeah, then the titanium version that has the same quality knife as this will go from 79 to 120 after the super early bird thing is over. And then the titanium elite is 99 right now, and it'll go up to $150. So kind of steep, I would say, for any of these, even for this super early bird thing. So I think this is a really cool tool, and I think it fits well in like kind of what I'm looking for in my EDC, but you got to really ask yourself if, you know, because it doesn't quite provide like a ton of different tools, like you can basically get all of this from this, and you know, there's your flashlight. You just lose like the ability to open things one-handed or whatever and like bash out windows, what have you. But I think this is a great combo. I wouldn't want to just carry this thing on its own. There'd have to be something else, whether it's like the mini sailor or like a Gerber dime, which nah, I don't think I'd carry that. But I don't know, whatever it is though, it beats carrying like a big old Leatherman wave type of thing, is, you know, just whether you're around the house or whatever, like, you know, those are nice in my pocket and they don't take up a bunch of room, and I can put them in different spots compared to like this big, the mass of a dying star, you know, in one of your pockets, dragging your gym shorts to the ground and making an embarrassment of you and those around you. But yeah, so that's kind of, take it as you will. I think there's a place for it. Whether it fits in everyone's budget, I don't know. Personally, I'm glad they sent it to me, because I don't think I would, without actually using it, I'm just not sure if I would have gone out and dropped 50 bucks on it, because 50 bucks can get you a lot when it comes to different multi-tools and weird little unique types of things that you can get out there these days. So hopefully this just kind of gives you an idea of what it is and how you can maybe fit it into your EDC, like in a way that, you know, keeps things lightweight and doesn't, you aren't having a ton of redundancy or anything like that. But yeah, and I think worst case scenario it would work to be able to have it like in your car. Maybe you just like clip it to your seatbelt or something, so it's just always there. And so, you know, like if you start flipping out going down a ravine, drowning, what have you, you can always just reach up to your chest and be like, there it is. There's my beautiful Tacray MT1 that I spent $150 on because I waited too long and did not get the super early bird special. So yeah, if you are interested, you might want to go check it out sooner rather than later. But if not, I'm sure you'll see them start popping up on Amazon. I guess it's on their Kickstarter, it says estimated delivery January 2026, but then another timeline thing says they're going to start shipping them out in December. So your guess honestly is as good as mine. So yeah, I hope that kind of gave you an idea of what this is and what it could do for you. And if you like this video, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe, and you'll get to see more of these kind of weird little overviews of stuff. I almost cut myself real good. Don't be like looking around the room as you open a knife, because that's a quick way to punish yourself real good. Anyway, stay tuned for future stuff. Goodbye.